Hi Libra, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm going to have a little bit of a different approach to the reading tonight. I'm going to be doing a love reading for those of you who are single, coupled, and in a complicated space. But before we do that, I'm just going to address where Mercury is going retrograde for you, which happens to be in your second house, and where Venus is going to be hanging out, which is going to be in your third house. So we do have Mercury going retrograde, as a lot of you know, tomorrow on Halloween. And then on the 1st, we have Venus is going to be ingressing into Sagittarius, and it's going to be happening in your third house. And then next week we have Jupiter coming out of shadow. So we have all of this wonderful, delicious energy that's here to help us get through the Mercury retrograde season. But at the same time, because it's Venus and because it's in a very, very benefic space right now, love Sagittarius. Then we have Jupiter, where Jupiter's at home in Sagittarius. That's where Venus is going to be hanging out. That's about, luck and expansion and all wonderful things. We have so many beautiful energies supporting us while we go through the retrograde, wherever it's affecting us, but also in our relationships in general, right? So I'd like to start off with that. So Libra, you guys have the Mercury retrograde hitting in your second house, okay? Which is naturally associated with Venus and Taurus. So I really like that, because where it's going to be retrograde is getting the support of Venus anyway to begin with, just by this natural, disposition of the placement. But this is all about the attachment of your identity to the body. This is about the body ego. And these are things that you're going to be looking at during this Mercury retrograde. Okay, so you're going to be really trying to create a very strong, solid sense of I, meaning like who you are, your personal ego. You're going to be wanting to really give yourself more definition in who you are, your place in the world, just in general. It has to do with your innate wealth. What do you hold valuable to you? What you possess, what you hope, right? Money in the material world, like your relation and attitude to these things. So these are all things where you're just going to be pressing the pause button, and you're going to be forced to say, okay, where can I revisit something here? Where did something start in the past that maybe I could revisit to improve myself in a certain way? Or what am I involved in now that's probably not serving me the very best? Okay, so let's get some messages from here first, and then we're going to pull some for Venus, and Venus is in that third house for you. But let's pull a few cards for some advice for what's happening here, some information in your second house here during the Mercury retrograde. So yeah, I do, listen, you guys are a cardinal sign, so I do get you guys are going to be looking at your relationships, guys. Look, I mean, I really love this. There is no better time to press the pause button and look at stuff in relationships than during a Mercury retrograde. It's just fabulous, especially this one. This one is just so positive. Not to repeat myself, but it really is. And the Lover's card is all about recognizing where you guys have this conflict, where you have this meeting of the minds, things that you need to iron out. But what's really nice is that the commitment is there and the willingness is there. Right? There's this meeting of the minds in this way where it's like, I know I want to move forward with you, and I'm, certainly in that space with you, but I think we kind of have to work through a couple of things before we ride off into the sunset together. And this is simply an acknowledgement. Now, what that means to all of you, each of you, on an individual basis is obviously going to be different, right? Because this is for the archetype of Libra. And by the way, guys, if these messages don't resonate, definitely check your rising, your moon, and your Venus, especially during these transits right now. We're starting with the Seven of Cups. And, I kind of like join the club, because I really think that the collective is in the Seven of Cups energy, where it's like, you know what, nothing's really that bad that that you can't handle, but it's like you don't have all the information. And it's not having this information, or feeling like, for some of you, you're going to feel like information's being withheld from you. For others of you, you're just going to feel like you simply don't know. You're kind of like on the fence about something in this second house. So this could be like, this vacillating, right? About, what am I attached to? Am I really like, do I really need this car? Or, am I really attached to these people for the right reasons? Am I really in this relationship for the right reasons? It's just this I'm not sure kind of space, sort of being on the fence, right? Because 5 of the Cups are very, very positive. That's always my spiel with the 7 of Cups. But then 2 are not. Oh, and it's not that they're bad. We just don't know, right? You just don't know. So I do feel like that lack of information that you're going to be feeling just because of the energies is really going to make you just press this pause button on your relationships, on your willingness to move forward, and on really opening yourself up to move into this Pentacle space. And Pentacle is about money and resources, but it's also how we do connection. So having to do with the 2nd house, again, here we are. Page of Wands, you are really wanting to start this next cycle. The willingness is there. The willingness is there. With this Knight of Pentacles energy, I get that you're trying to figure out what that even means. Like, Libra, I just feel like you're sitting and having a little sit down with yourself. Like, okay, things have been very loud and noisy in a number of areas of my life. Now, this could be, I am getting for you, it was definitely having to do with your relationship. And noisy, you know what I mean by noisy, where it's like there was a lot of stuff to sift through. Maybe you were in and out of the relationship. Maybe, you were on again, off again. Or there were a lot of arguments. Or maybe they were just a simple, just not meeting of the minds. Or maybe everything is okay, but you just feel like something is off. And this is you sitting down. And this is all about, guys, this season with the Scorpionic energy is all about getting very honest with ourselves so that we can bring ourselves to that higher level where we're supposed to be, to really break us free from whatever really doesn't serve us here. And I feel like with you, Libra, more than anything, it's how you're perceiving the things in your life, how you're relating to your body, how you're relating to what you're attached to. And this is you having a really hard, solid look at that. Because this shows the pages, these core cards tell me that you're ready for a new cycle, but you're just trying to figure out what that merely means to you. You're just trying to figure out, what does that even mean? You're just not sure. So I'm going to pull 4 more cards now for Venus now being in your 3rd house, which I love this because this is associated with Mercury and Gemini, right? And we have Mercury in retrograde. Venus is going to be in this space that if you even want to be one of those alarmists, there's like Mercury retrograde, we can't talk and we can't drive and we can't, look, that's silly. You know what? You just want to be more careful. You don't want to start anything brand spanking new, but Mercury, I always say Mercury's retrograde half our life, guys. We can't lay down to it, right? But I love that Venus is in there, giving you this extra support to figure out this new sense of self, your connections. This is really, supporting you. And, by the way, I think Venus is very much like the Pentacle energy, right? You guys are tarot people, so I'm going to talk to you like tarot people for a minute. You know how we always say the Pentacle can be money and resources, but it doesn't only mean that. It means mental, physical, and it's like the tangible connection. It's how we do relationship. Guys, that's Venus, right? That's Venus. So it's this connection and the fact that we have so much lit up for us in this area. So let's see where Venus is really going to help us out with figuring out this I kind of thing, all right? Because in the 3rd house, we're dealing with the mental ego. Okay, this is where we use our mind. Think about Mercury. This is where we communicate. Even past that, guys, it does even have to do with siblings and other relatives, like your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your neighbors. I'm getting that you're going to be in a very, very supportive state as you sift through this Mercury retrograde. I just really do. And the thing is, it's not even going to be like that big a deal. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like earth shattering. It's going to be very deep internal work for you, but I feel like you're going to have like a lot of support right now during this time. So 9 of Pentacles is really beautiful. 9 of Pentacles is about wishes, coming true and you figuring it out. This is you figuring it out. You building, opening up to this next cycle. So Venus is here supporting how you're reasoning out your everyday, your existence, and how you do you, and how you're looking at the world, right? You know, what you want to possess, what you hope to possess, the money in the material world, your relationship and your attitude towards these things. Very, very beautiful, supportive energy. Four of Pentacles is all about, I got you. Venus is telling you, you got what you need. You do, you have what you need. You have what you need. Venus is going to be making you, though, look at your low vibrational aspects of yourself, guys. Now, this could be if you're struggling with any kind of addiction. This could be if you're struggling with any kind of consistent negative thinking. You know, anything that's not serving your highest purpose. Venus is making you look at it, but with such a hug around you, you really are. Because then we have judgment. Because Venus wants you to look at these things, wants to hold a mirror up to you. So not only can you see your potential, but where you can actually see where you might be getting in your own way. And this is entirely positive, right? Venus is just going to be like holding your hand saying, come on, let's look at this dirty, dank spot over here that you haven't really wanted to look at, because I want to help you bring your dreams to fruition. You're on your way. You have what you need. But in order to get there and really kind of open up to this next phase, and it really is this next phase, guys. It really is. Things are just going to be changing for us. Like the decisions we make now are going to be really impacting the trajectory of our path for at least 12 years. I'm going to get more into that in the next reading. Because there are a couple of transits. Some are going to be impacting us for the next 12 years, some for the next 32 years, you know. So let's just think about this and just get real honest with yourself, Libra. We all have stuff, right? We all have stuff that we need to change. But, you know, getting specific with that second house stuff, right? Your innate wealth, Libra, that is what you value internal to you. Your sense of self, your feeling of self-worth, your self-respect. Are you respecting yourself enough? Are you in a situation that's allowing you to respect yourself? Are you living a life that you really resonate with in a way that you feel like is giving you that? All right? But now let's move on. And we're going to go into the love aspect. So let's start with the Libra Singles, okay? Let's pull a few cards for Libra Singles and see what's going on for Libra Singles. Okay, so Libra Singles, I just feel like really right now, you guys just might be focusing on you and who you are, you know, and what you want right now is what all of these reversals are telling me. I'm not viewing any of these as bad. I'm just not. These aren't bad. These make sense to me. You know, the page represents a new cycle, and with the swords being reversed, it does indicate delay. Well, all these wands energy, look, we have 3 out of 4 of these are wand energy, right? Which just indicates delay, and you're doing a lot of thinking. You're doing a lot of thinking. So the page of swords is you really kind of taking a minute. I'm sorry, this was a swords energy, and then we have 2 of wands energy. The wands are about delay. The swords are about truth. You know, you being as truthful with yourself as you can be right now. Are you telling yourself that you don't want to deal with relationship? Or are you telling yourself you're very ready for a relationship, maybe when you're not? Okay? Maybe you want to hide in a relationship. Are you in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship for the right reasons? This is about you getting really hardcore in touch with that. And where do you see yourself going? With the 2 of wands reverse, it's you feel this next cycle tickling at you, but you can't quite see it just yet. You can't quite see it, you know? And in the Ace of Pentacles reverse, this just tells me that you don't feel that you have the resources internally to you to actually make a next phase happen for you. And with the 9 of Wands reverse, this is telling me that you know, you came from a space in one relationship, at least in your past, where you were in this place of just like self-imprisonment, right? It's this idea of feeling trapped in your mind. But this is the thing. In the reverse, it does indicate that it's not entirely real, okay, like right now, but that something is still impacting you from your past. So this is going to be something that you're really going to need to work through and just really focus on trying to identify what past hurts are you not really working out. You know, because the start of new cycles are definitely here. Yeah, so you're going to be doing some thinking with this Hangman energy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're really going to be kind of caught in your own mind, but you're going to be wanting to make it happen and get very honest with yourself. You're really going to want to get honest with yourself. I mean, I do like that. I love that we have the Magician here, and I love that we have the Hangman, because the Hangman and the Magician together, this shows that you're taking a very clear panoramic view. You're pressing the pause button and saying, what do I need to do to make this happen? So I just feel like you're going to really be climbing out of your own head. You will be, because this has been an issue for you. This moon energy is about secrets. It's what we do in private, right? And it's about things that we don't really want to disclose, and often not even to ourselves, right? But one positive thing about the moon is not only is it a luminary, but it also indicates this fresh new path right there, if only you get on it. So I think that this is very, very positive. Knight of Swords. Oh, I like it. Somebody's going to be coming in. Yes. Somebody's going to be coming in who really understands this space that you're in. I like this Hermit energy for you in this. The Hermit is about you being very introspective and reflective about where you've been and what's gone on. But what's nice about the Hermit upright is that the Hermit shares these feelings. In the reverse, he only takes his own counsel. But in the upright, this is, I'm getting that somebody's going to come in, this Knight of Swords energy is going to come in, who's very willing to speak the truth, to live a truth, to really get something started with you. I feel like this is someone who may have been in your past before, and they're coming in a little hesitant, and they have that armor on, and they're a little protective, but there's a willingness. You're going to sit down and have a very strong conversation with this person about where you've been mentally and emotionally and what's gone on with you, right? And this is going to bring you to a 10 of Cups energy, Libra Singles. And this is beautiful. I feel like this is definitely going to happen after the retrograde season is over. So I'm talking about going into the holidays, because Mercury is not out of shadow until the beginning of December. But I really do feel that this is very positive. You're going to be working through your stuff, but you're going to be meeting someone. And as you lead into the holidays, and this person's going to be extremely positive for you. They're going to be very empathetic. They're really going to want to hear your truth. But you have to be willing to speak your truth. That's the thing. All right. So let's see what kind of energies that we can get for Libra. For Libra couples. Okay. Libra couples. What's going on for Libra couples? Okay. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords. So Libra couples, those of you who have been in a very long-standing relationship, I do like that we have the Emperor here because it's a little bit of reason. And the Hierophant. So those of you who are coupled, if this is resonating with you, I do feel like this time period of you really looking at yourself and really getting very honest about things is going to be sparking up conversations within your relationship. And if you pay attention to my reading for the first 2 weeks in November, we do have a couple of really good days for open and honest and loving communication. But I feel like there is a sense of confusion here for you, Libra, within your relationship. You're like, should I do this? Should I do that? I do feel like those of you who are coupled, who have been coupled, it's like, you guys are solid. Maybe you're married, you've been in a relationship for a long time. There is this element of confusion for you regarding your relationship, regarding if as it is right now, if it is actually what you ultimately really want for yourself for the long term. Okay, because, and that's the Two of Pentacles is like, is it this, is it that? But in the reverse, this tells me that you're staying in this space of stagnation. You're not talking about it. There's not this element of connection. And I know Mercury is retrograde, and I know communication is wonky, guys, but you do have Venus in that third house, which is a Mercury and Gemini house. Communicate, because it's going to be a really good thing for you to do. Then we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords reverse. This is telling me that either you're needing to deal with somebody else's deflection, somebody else's, what you perceive to be at least gaslighting, just unhealthy communication, not seeing eye to eye, but really twisting your words. There's like there's a negative vibe to the Seven of Swords, you know, because it's a thievery card, and swords are words and truth, right? So, you know, put those together. What do you have? You have manipulation, you have gaslighting, you have deflection. But this can also be us playing mind games with ourselves. Us telling ourselves a certain narrative where intuitively our soul knows that what we're telling ourselves is not the truth. So I do feel like those of you who are coupled may be feeling this way. But then we have the Emperor. And what I like about the Emperor, besides the fact that the Emperor is the leader of the zodiac, you guys might be dealing with an Aries, the Emperor has the ability to compromise. Because like, I want you to think about, what is a good leader? You know? What's a good leader? Yes, they could have a little bit of an ego, but so what? You know what? Sometimes we need a good ego to be in charge to get the job done. You know, sometimes we do need that. But it's this clear sight about what needs to be done. It's the ability to be empathetic. It's the ability to recognize what needs to be done. So I don't feel like, you know, you're recognizing these things and doing nothing, which I really, really like. But with the Hierophant reverse, this is telling me that either you or you feel that your partner is not working within your highest moral code, right? The Hierophant reverse can be you going against your intuition, you going against your messages from spirit, you going against your higher self, your ethos, right? Like what you believe to be your truth. Now, this could be you vibing that somebody, the way they're handling you is just rubbing you the wrong way. And it's just, it's going against what you believe to be healthy and ethical, right? It's because this is about like the way we frame our ethics and our morality. And when it's reverse, it means we're going off road a little bit with this. And we're confused about it. And we're not allowing ourselves to be treated in that highest level that we should be treated. It can be us allowing others to treat us a certain way. Or it could be, a lot of this could also be, and I'm trying to give you a couple of different scenarios here. It could also be you not being completely honest with yourself. You know? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no question. So something the way it was over. Libra, I feel like those of you who have been in relationships, who are in relationships, you're going to be having this Ten of Swords Tower moment, but then we have the Fool. All right, so what this tells me is you guys have a willingness to move forward in something, but not as it was, because you have had it with all the swords put in your back, one at a time, over time. You're just not willing to stay on board with it like that anymore. Now, the Tower does not have to mean the annihilation of a relationship, although it certainly can be that. But within the confines of a relationship, it could certainly also mean that you guys have to tear everything down and start fresh, and that's not always easy. But it means reframing your reality together, reframing the narrative, identifying the unhealthy aspects in your relationship and working really hard to fix it. Maybe going to counseling if straight up communication is not working. Because I feel like when you try to communicate with your partner, we have the Seven of Swords energy. It's like you guys just can't see through the fog, you know, and there's just not healthy communication. This is not going to apply to every Libra who is partnered, obviously, but whoever is resonating with this, I feel like you guys are going to be on your way to this next chapter in your life, you know, together, working it out. Yeah. And the Six of Pentacles does indicate that there is mutual support in here to do this. So I feel like you guys are going to go through some stuff. You're going through a lot of self-growth all on your own with the second and third house energies. But Venus is really supporting you to get really honest with yourself, dig in, and you're really going to have some nice answers on the other side of this. But I feel like you and your partner are going to be fine with the Six of Pentacles as that final card, because that's you guys being supportive of each other. I mean, that's what we want, right? We want to be supportive of each other. All right, now let's talk about complicated for a few minutes here. Complicated. Okay. All right, let's get complicated. Well, bottom of the deck, I do like that. We have the Three of Pentacles energy. Okay, let's see what we have. King of Pentacles, okay. Lovers, okay. Justice, okay. Hierophant. All right, listen. Guys, look at this. We have 3 major arcanas and a really nice minor arcana, court card. All right. You guys are going to be having a meeting of the minds. All right, let me just, okay. Nice. Good. Yeah. All right. This is very straightforward to me. You guys are going to be starting, those of you who are complicated, you guys are going to be working through your stuff. You're going to start a new cycle together where you're going to be communicating with you each need. You're going to realize, what do we have to do as far as resources go? What do we have to save? Where are we going together? What do you need? What do I need, right? And you're doing that in this lover's energy, which is acknowledgement that you guys have stuff to work through. But you're so blessed. You have Archangel Raphael and the sun there, and this is you guys figuring your shit out, right? And moving forward into this next phase, and you're going to be doing it with justice and the Hierophant, people. Come on now. This is about karma. This is about the scales being revisited, things being leveled out. Truth is going to come out here with this Hierophant. What's fair, what's right, what's ethical, what the right thing is. And Spirit knows what the right thing is, even if you guys are arguing about it. And I feel like Spirit's going to just step right in with Venus helping and this benefic attitude of Jupiter. Once Jupiter comes out of retrograde, which is all going to be happening by next week, you guys are going to end up with this King of Pentacle energy, which is just beautiful, knowing what needs to get done. I love the King of Pentacles bookended with the Hierophant. I know what needs to get done. So let's start planning our future together. And let's just listen to our intuition, because you and I both know that this is meant to be. And this is a matter of you guys really just, meaning you guys now, right? You and your partner. This is about you guys resolving enough. Enough nonsense. Enough in and out. Enough back and forth. Break up, get back together. We fight, we don't fight. This is where you guys sit down, look each other in the eyes and say, all right, listen, this is it. This is it. The energy is supporting us to work this out. Are we going to do it or aren't we? Because if we're not, I gotta go. You have to be with somebody, obviously, who's willing. But for those of you who are with a willing partner, I can't tell you how positive this is. This is so positive. You have such incredible support. And I like the kind of support it is. This is about what's right, what's fair. No more than nonsense. No dishonesty, nothing like that. All of that stuff is going to be in your past. And I really like this. I really like this for you, Libra, who's in a complicated space. That is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.